everyone. Welcome back to Chaos, Chaos, and Culture. I'm Damin.
And I'm Vic.
And today we're diving into a side of toxic relationships that people usually only talk about in whispers or behind closed doors. We are not just talking about bad communication or petty arguments today. We are talking about the moment toxic behavior crosses a physical line. That's when people start smashing things, ruining property, vandalizing cars, and using actual objects to hurt, control, or punish their partners. But before we get into the heavy stuff and unpack the psychology behind why people do this, let's get the energy in the room right. Vicky?
Yes, darling.
Are you ready?
I am ready.
All right, no overthinking, no filtering. You just have to fire.
You right, girl.
You get it? Rapid fire? Fire.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's do it. I'm going to give you 5 everyday relationship scenarios where someone snaps. You tell me, okay? You're going to tell me, is this a temporary lapse in judgment? Or is it a massive red flag of a toxic, destructive dynamic? Are you ready?
I am ready.
Okay, first one. An argument gets heated and one partner slams the door so hard the drywall cracks. Red flag or just angry?
Angry.
Really?
Bro, I've done that shit.
Okay, you're a red flag to me, bro.
Oh my God.
Okay, number 2. During a breakup, someone takes all their ex's clothes, puts them in a trash bag, and throws them out on the lawn in the rain. Toxic or...
That's toxic, dude.
Okay.
That's disrespectful as hell.
All right, thank God. If you said this is a temporary lapse in judgment, I would have been like...
I mean, okay, no, it's toxic.
Number 3, someone is mad that their partner went out to a club, so they intentionally log into their video game account or streaming account and delete all their saved data or profiles.
What the fuck? Dude, that is toxic.
Okay, and you know this stuff happens, right? Okay.
Not gonna lie, I'd fucking do all of that if I
You
was
probably
pissed.
would. I
Anyways,
think you would.
Yeah, toxic.
All right, you are toxic, my friend.
No.
Okay. Number 4, an argument is happening in the kitchen and one person grabs a coffee mug or a plate and completely shatters it on the floor to make a point.
That's just anger.
Okay. All right. Last one. You get into a fight while driving and your partner starts driving incredibly aggressively and they're speeding, they're swerving just to scare you into being quiet. Would you think that's toxic or...
That is toxic as hell.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh my God. These scenarios are heavy, but they happen every single day. We see it in movies all the time. The passionate, fiery couple screaming, throwing a vase against the wall, and then dramatically making up, which is where I think you learned your toxic behavior from. And then pop culture tells us it's passion, but in reality, it is a total lack of emotional regulation. And at its worst, it's a form of intimidation, my friend. Okay? And everyone else that's listening, grab your jaw, get comfortable, and really buckle up for this one. Today, we are breaking down the psychology of property destruction in relationships, why both men and women do it, and how to spot the signs before things escalate from breaking objects to breaking people. Right?
Get it, girl.
All right. So there's this really incredibly toxic myth that if someone destroys your stuff, it just means they love you so much that they can't control their emotions.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
Who says that?
A lot of people. It's like, a lot of people.
It's like that one meme, the Punjabi meme, where he says, "Tenu mere na pyar karna pena." And then she slaps him.
Yeah.
And then he slaps her back.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Nay." And then she slaps him. And he goes, "Nay." But then all of a sudden, when they finish slapping each other, they give each other like this big hug because they're like, "You really love me." That's fucked up.
Oh my God. That is not love. I feel like that's a form of intimidation. When someone punches a hole in the drywall next to your head, they aren't fighting the wall, girlfriend.
Oh, yeah.
They're literally trying to show you, like,
this is what I want to do to your
yeah,
head.
this is what I want to do to your face. They're like sending you a silent message and saying, listen, beep, 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 beep. I just said a bad word. Listen, this could have been your face. Like right now, I'm going to smash it in. Oh,
It's
shit.
not funny.
I don't know what that sounded like.
Oh, shit.
Oh my God. And you know when they do that, when they're fighting with you and not pretend, they're actually punching the wall, it's an escalation tactic. And the wildest part is how calculated it usually is. Have you also noticed how people who lose control never smash their own stuff? They never throw their own iPhone against the brick wall. They always grab other person's laptop or your family's like belongings that you cherish, or your car keys. And that proves it's not a total loss of sanity. It's a targeted strike meant to hurt you where it hurts most. What are your thoughts on that?
So I'd have to a little bit disagree with that, is because I have seen several occasions where that's happened, and it's their own items, whether it's their phone because they're angry, so angry, and then they can throw the phone against the wall, and then they realize, oh shit, I broke my own phone.
Were they married? Were they dating? Like that, I feel like that also plays a role too.
Dating?
What?
Yeah.
And then who bought the phone when it was broken?
They did.
They bought their own phone after they broke it?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay. Well, maybe you're right.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, we received 3 incredibly intense stories from our listeners this week. Can you believe that?
Shit.
I know, right? I'm kind of thankful, though. I like these stories that come in.
And mind you guys, we usually don't post asking for these stories, but you guys, thank you for submitting your stories to us. And so we kind of put them together. And that's how we created an episode.
Yes. And we actually want you guys to send us more and more stories. So this one comes from a listener named Michael, and he said okay to use his name. Doesn't need to be anonymous. And it highlights exactly how property destruction is used by women against men in ways that often go unnoticed or ignored by society. So Michael writes, I was with my ex-girlfriend Jessica for 3 years. In the beginning, she was incredibly passionate and intense, which I mistook for deep love. But looking back, her temper was a ticking time bomb. Whenever she felt slighted or thought I wasn't giving her enough attention, she would lash out at my belongings. It started small. If I stayed late at work, I'd come home to find my favorite graphic tees cut up and in the trash. When I confronted her, she would cry and say she just snapped because she missed me so much and felt abandoned. I felt guilty, so I let it slide. The real breaking point happened when I got promoted. It required me to travel for a 4-day conference. She begged me not to go, convinced I was going to cheat on her. The entire time I was away, she blew up my phone with accusations. When I finally got home on Sunday night, the apartment was pitch black and smelled like chemicals. I walked into my home office. Jessica had taken a bottle of bleach and poured it directly over my custom-built gaming PC, my work laptop, and a leather portfolio my late grandfather had given me for graduation. Yeah, and everything was ruined. Thousands of dollars of tech, plus irreplaceable sentimental items, completely destroyed. She was sitting on the bed, totally calm, and said, now you don't have a reason to spend so much time in your office now you can be with.
Damn.
I realized in that exact second that she didn't lose control. She knew exactly what those items meant to me, and she destroyed them to shrink my world so I would rely entirely on her. I packed a single duffel bag of whatever clothes weren't ruined and left that night. It took me a year of therapy to realize that her behavior wasn't crazy love. It was a calculated attempt to break my spirit. Oh my God, Michael, that's crazy. I want to go punch her in her face real quick.
Sorry, if Jessica, you're listening to us. You are toxic as
Yes, you are toxic.
Shit.
But first of all, thank you for writing in, because it takes immense courage for a man to admit that his female partner was physically destructive and controlling. And I know it happens to a lot of men, but they hide it, right?
Yeah.
Because they're embarrassed. Mm-hmm. And society tells men that they shouldn't be they should just handle it. Yeah. Or that whatever happened to them is not real abuse, and she wasn't physically hitting him, right?
But even if she was, I think a lot of the times people just feel if it's a man doing it, then it's abuse. But a woman can't do that.
That's true.
That's such double standards.
And you also notice, like I said, Vicky, she didn't touch her own things. She went after his livelihood. Yeah. She went after his laptop. She went after his gaming PC, his grandfather's stuff, right? Yeah. She literally probably hit her own stuff and threw bleach onto his stuff.
It was calculated.
It was calculated, yeah. Mm-hmm. And it's cold. Yeah. And it wasn't even about the money. It was erasing his identity, which is outside of her, right? She literally wanted to bleach away his independence, so he had nowhere else to look but only at her, right? Mm-hmm. And Michael, you saving yourself that night was the most powerful thing I believe you could have done.
Yeah. Good riddance.
Good riddance. There's other fish in the sea, or is it in the pond?
In the sea.
In the sea. What about the pond? It's easier to find them in there. The sea is so big.
Fish, too much variety in the ocean, the sea.
Dude, hearing this story, I'm just
that is toxic as hell.
I'm like, oh my God.
No, because she purposely did that to hurt him. She purposely, I feel like when you're mad, sometimes you do stupid shit, but without thinking how it's going to maybe affect the other person. But it feels like she was totally calculated and completely knowing that by doing this, it's going to make him feel like this and I'm going to have control.
Yeah. She's a devil. She's the devil. Okay.
Rebuke you.
Oh my God. Whatever. All right. Our second letter comes in from a listener named, actually, I'm not going to give the name because they asked me to keep them anonymous.
Shut up.
This person writes, are you ready? My ex-fiance, Brandon, had an obsession with his image and control. He never raised a hand to me, so for a long time, I convinced myself I wasn't in an abusive relationship. But Brandon used our surroundings to terrify me into submission. Whenever I tried to voice an opinion, he didn't like it, or if I tried to suggest spending the holidays with my family instead of his, he would wait until we were driving home on the highway to tell me his opinion. When you're most vulnerable.
Shit.
He would intentionally step on the gas, accelerating up to 100 miles per hour, swerving between lanes while screaming at the top of his lungs. I would be shaking, crying, begging him to slow down, and he would look at me and say, "If you don't learn how to respect me, I don't care if we both hit a wall." The moment I went quiet and agreed to whatever he wanted, he would slow down, put on some music, and act completely normal. The final straw happened when I finally found the courage to pack my things while he was at work. I had my car loaded up in the driveway. He pulled up unexpectedly, blocked my car in, and got out of his truck with a baseball bat.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. He didn't even look at me. He just systematically smashed every single window of my car, dented the hood, and shattered the headlights. He stood there breathing heavily and said, "Good luck leaving now." I ran down the street to a neighbor's house and called the police. Seeing my car completely demolished made me realize that Brandon didn't love me. He viewed me as property. If he couldn't control where the property went, he would rather destroy it.
What the fuck, dude?
What the fuck?
He is psycho.
Dude, my heart is beating fast just reading that. Like thinking, like putting myself in.
That's not toxic, bro. That's psycho.
That's psycho. That's like on a kind of like on a Snap show. You know the over there where they snap and bam, you're done? You ever watch that show?
No, but that sounds fucked up.
Oh my God. And what Brandon did on the highway is severe. It's life-threatening.
बड़ा कमीना बंदा निकले ब्रैंडन है.
He's such a jerk. I'm sorry. He's a asshole.
He's psycho, dude.
He literally used a 2-ton metal vehicle to trap her in a high-speed hostage situation until her brain literally went into survival mode and shut down and just agreed to all of his protests. It's so sad, dude. And the driveway scene, that's pure terror. He didn't smash the car because he was mad about the breakup. He smashed the car because the vehicle represented her freedom. I think that's why he smashed it.
No, he probably was pissed that she was going to leave him.
Yeah.
Oh
my God.
That's fucked up. That's psycho. That's not even toxic, dude. That's a whole category of its own.
No, and I feel like him destroying like the headlights and the windows, he was trying to disable her escape path. And he knew she was going to use that car to escape him. Oh my God. And I'm glad, Sarah, that you ran down to the neighbor's house instead of trying to argue with a man holding a baseball bat. That shows that your survival instinct kicked in and saved your life, homegirl.
Mm-hmm.
Do not go back to him.
I'm surprised he didn't chase after her with a baseball bat.
Because those kind of guys are pussies when there's other people.
Shit.
They're only gonna...
You the bitch man?
He's the bitch man.
Shit.
He probably got scared and he's like, oh, what if someone is there bigger than me? Because these kind of men... They're scared. They're psycho. Man. Well, this brings us directly into the mental health side of things, which we absolutely have to talk about, okay? All right, Vicky, are you listening?
Yeah.
Living in an environment where your physical things or your physical safety can be destroyed at any moment does terrible things to a person's brain, right? Clinically, it completely breaks your nervous system. Like, it literally will break it. When you never know if you're coming home to an apartment that's been trashed, or if an argument is going to result in shattered glass, your brain stays permanently fired up. Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
Like, imagine being with somebody and not knowing, like, what state of mind they're going to be in when you go home.
Dude, I can't fucking do that.
And not knowing, is your shit going to be tore up because you were 5 minutes late from work? Like...
What was, remember that song?
I've never heard of that.
It's an old school song.
Really? What movie?
I want to say, no, I think it was Kiamat Se Kiamat Tak. Maybe. It's like from the 90s. It's like our day.
Damn. I don't know. I don't think I could be in a relationship like that because my brain would be expanding so much metabolic energy just trying to predict and prevent physical chaos that I would lose my ability to focus on work. I would probably lose my memory and start suffering from severe sleep disturbances.
I'd probably go to jail because
you would. And not everybody is strong like that, right? People are not really mentally
But I guess
strong.
when you're in that situation, it's a whole different ballpark, I mean, again, me and my dark humor trying to make light of something that is actually very serious. And, it's abuse.
Yeah.
Even though he didn't physically hit her, it's still her items. And that's what people don't understand. Abuse comes in all forms, not just if they're hitting you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It could be mental abuse, physical abuse, emotional abuse. I mean, there's so
even
many.
Financial abuse.
Yeah. And over time, this chronic stress, it shifts your nervous system into fawn or freeze state, where you just completely stop speaking up. stop setting boundaries and comply with everything just to keep the physical environment stable. That's exhausting. And it's also an invisible prison, my friends. Get that in your head, okay?
Yeah.
And then the line from Sarah's story where she says, if I can't control it, I'll destroy it. That's the core thesis of the entire behavior, right? That's this distorted sense of an entitlement where a toxic person believes that their hurt feelings give them a literal right to destroy your peace, your belongings, everything. Like they believe they have the right. They're like your boss. They control you. Even your bosses can't do that to you.
Shit.
And the sad part is they feel totally justified in their own retaliation. They think it's perfectly okay. And I think it's the ultimate toddler tantrum, but with adult consequences, okay? Don't get that twisted. Just because you act like a toddler doesn't mean you're not going to have any consequences. These kind of people, they lack the emotional vocabulary to say, I'm feeling insecure or hurt. So instead, they use physical destruction to force you to feel the exact level of chaos and pain they are feeling inside. It's a total projection of their internal mess onto the physical world. And I feel like I have probably been there a few times, but I haven't smashed people's cars or destroyed things. Actually, no, I haven't been there.
I beg to differ.
You, my friend, we know is toxic. Okay, tell me your story. Let our people know what you've done. What's the worst thing you've done, Vicky?
Okay, no.
Tell me.
Let's circle
now
back
I'm curious.
to you.
I'm curious. Actually, the car, right?
So, no, you remember when, I don't know who it was, they talked shit to me or said something to me?
Oh,
and
that was a girl.
You got so mad.
Oh, that was a girl. Yeah, she was trying to say
something. She came running from the opposite side of the room. And
yeah, I almost like tackled her down, but that was...
You did.
Yeah, okay, guys. I did, but the thing is, that wasn't a relationship. I'm talking about in relationships, girlfriend. Not... Well, you are my best friend.
Toxic is toxic all around.
She was being a whore. I had to go beat her ass. Dugger, ding.
Yeah. Shit.
Remember the other girl? We won't say her name. Remember was it at the park?
It was Toes, yeah.
Toes. Okay, that's her nickname, Toes. We won't mention names, guys. And remember, guys, this was 20 years ago. I'm a grown-ass person now. I don't fight.
She was a grown-ass person 20 years ago, too, just saying.
Well, if anyone messes with my best friend, I am gonna fight, guys. I'm sorry. I don't condone to violence, but when it's needed, it's needed.
I don't think I've ever been a violent person. No, I mean in a relationship or anything.
Are you sure? You never said anything bad.
I feel like yelling.
No, you haven't emotionally messed with them and called them names. Tell me the truth, Vicky. Tell me the truth. Okay, there you go. I think I've said a lot of things in relationships, which the sad part is later on, I do regret them. All right, guys. Enough about me. Toxic, I am. Toxic.
You know what? That's not funny. It's actually really real, and
yeah, it's really sad, dude. Like,
walk away from that shit, dude.
No, I'm really proud of this girl that instead of like standing there and trying to fight a dude who's holding a baseball bat, she went to the neighbor's house.
I'd go to the neighbor's house too. I wouldn't want him to
like hit me
with that.
Yeah, no.
She was probably scared. Yeah, she was probably shocked that where the fuck is this happening from?
And I feel like if I were to literally fight a guy, I know he's more stronger than I am if he chooses to fight me, right? If he chooses to fight back, he is going to be stronger than me. And if he's holding a bat, yeah, I'm running the other way. All right, our third story moves away from physical objects and goes into a modern space that is just as devastating, my friends. Digital vandalism. This comes from a listener named, again, it's anonymous. This person writes, I ran a boutique freelance graphic design business from home, and my ex-partner, Priya, had a deep-seated jealousy of my career. She felt that every hour I spent working on a client project was time stolen from her. She would constantly pick fights right before I had major project deadlines. One night, we had a massive argument because I had to skip a dinner party to finish a branding package for a high-paying corporate client. Priya stormed out of the house. I stayed up until 3 a.m. finishing the files, uploaded them to my external hard drives and cloud storage, and finally went to sleep. While I was sleeping, Priya came back. She knew my laptop password. She didn't break the computer. Instead, she went into my active project folders, deleted months of client work, formatted my backup hard drives, and then logged into my business email and sent a string of highly unprofessional, toxic messages to my top 3 clients, essentially telling them to take their business elsewhere.
Bro.
When I woke up the next morning, my business was effectively ruined. I had lost months of intellectual property and my professional reputation was completely trashed. When I confronted her, she smiled and said, "Now you have all the time in the world for me." Oh, dude, that's like a horror movie.
Bro.
It was a wake-up call. The destruction wasn't physical, but she had vandalized my entire livelihood. I had to dissolve my company, start over from scratch, and it took me 2 years of legal and professional rebuilding to recover. I will never let anyone have access to my digital life ever again. Vicky.
Why didn't he beat her ass? I'm sorry, there's very few times I will ever say this, but Priya deserved her ass to be beat.
Oh my God. This story makes me angry. Because stupid Priya, she didn't just break an object, she intentionally sabotaged.
But wasn't she his business partner, or just his partner?
Just partner. That's so messed up, huh? My God. And then her saying, "Now you have all the time in the world for me," that's kind of like freaking creepy.
She really thought he would be, "Thank God you did this."
Dude, that is a double snapped feature. Like the first one, this one is like scary.
People are fucking crazy.
They're crazy, dude. And she couldn't handle the fact that his career was a space she didn't completely own or control. So rather than looking inward at her own crippling insecurity, she decided to burn his professional house down to the ground.
But dude, there's something wrong with her, and it's just not being toxic because, okay, have you heard of crimes of passion, right? Like when somebody in the heat of the moment, they do something crazy, right? Mm-hmm. It's because for that moment, they're not themselves. They've lost it, right? So they make stupid decisions and stupid choices. But she literally went through everything and one by one emailed people, found out she had a plan to destroy this guy. Priya is toxic.
Dude, Priya is toxic, and whatever heat of the moment, I don't give a damn, dude. You have no right to destroy somebody's livelihood.
Priya,
tere pehne
you are so psycho, Priya.
And you know what's so sad is this story, it's terrifying because it shows how this behavior adapts to our modern lives. It's not just about keys and clothes anymore. It's about everyone's digital footprint, our livelihood, and our reputation, right?
That's like somebody going into our podcasts
and messing it up
and destroying it.
Vicky, you better hold me back. I don't care if it was 20 years ago, I still throw down. All right, I actually did some research and I wanted to kind of go over some patterns, like patterns you can spot before it reaches that catastrophic level. And remember, it never starts with a baseball bat or deleting a business database. It starts small. We want everyone listening to keep an eye out for this progressive checklist. Are you guys ready? Vicky, are you ready? Actually, Vicky, Are you ready? Okay.
Yeah.
The playful interruption. They playfully grab your phone out of your hand and refuse to give it back when you ask. It feels like a joke, but it's a small test of boundaries. Do you get it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Number 2, the accidental dropping. During an argument, they casually knock something of yours off a table or roughly toss your keys across the room and say, oops, my bad. Like, मैं तेनू दस दियां, your bad.
I'd fucking throw something at them, Parshi or something.
Check this one. The hiding game. Your passport, your keys, or your wallet mysteriously go missing right when you're supposed to go out with friends or family without them. And that's when you spend the whole day or night looking for them, thinking you lost them, but they have hid them. Number 4, the dramatic display. They slam objects onto tables. They stomp their feet or punch pillows next to you to create an atmosphere of physical fear without actually touching you. Vicky, be honest, okay? If anyone did any of these, like the playful interruption, the accidental dropping, the hiding game, the dramatic display, would you like start thinking like, hey, you know, this could lead, these little things can lead to bigger things, or no? Be honest.
I would hex them. I would bind them.
I feel like the playful interruption, the kind of grabbing your phone, I think in the beginning I would probably like, give it back to me. I would think like they're joking, right? But if they continuously did that, I would, of course, get pissed. But I feel like we need to kind of start learning and watching for these clues and know, hey, this is not good. I don't care. We're adults. Nobody should be grabbing my phone out of my hand, even if it's playfully. Do you agree with that?
Uh-huh.
Or am I just too like...
No, I think when you have been through stuff in your life, I could understand when somebody is just starting off like dating, or it's their first or second relationship and they don't really know like how like a healthy relationship should maybe be. And they think of it as a joke because they don't know what it could escalate to.
Yeah.
But I think if you've been through toxic situations in your past, then I think it would kind of rub you the wrong way to begin with, and you'd already feel some kind of way about it.
Yeah, you're kind of right. You're kind of right. Maybe if you've gone through it, then these little clues that come along the way, you're going to be noticing them more versus somebody who's never gone through it.
Yeah.
And they have to go through all these steps, and then finally the last kabam.
Yeah.
They realize this is a toxic partner.
Yeah.
You're right.
Because a lot of the times, even physical abuse, it starts from like just a little shoulder push or like a little puppy on the back, you know, and or like just hitting someone upside their head and saying, duh.
Dude, do not hit me upside down my head. I get so pissed.
You know, like little things like that some people would consider as like playful banter.
Yeah. Yeah.
But those type of things will end up progressing into something really, really
it starts
bad.
It starts small and then it progresses.
It escalates.
Yeah, that's true. I agree with that.
Yeah.
And I feel like I've also been around friends who are in toxic relationships, but they just don't realize they're in toxic relationships until like later down the road.
Yeah.
But you as a third person can see it. And sometimes I'm like, you know, for me, it's hard for me to kind of stay out of it, especially if I care about the person, right?
Yeah.
Then I kind of start hinting to them, hey, I don't know if this is normal. But 90% of the time, their friends will stab you in the back and choose that guy over you until it's too late, right?
Or they'll defend him.
Yeah.
Oh, no, he was just having a bad day.
Yeah, so I get kind of scared too. Like, should I just kind of stay out? Like, do I stay out or do I want to really like intervene and save this girl from this? But it's very hard. I'm telling you, it's very hard. I've tried, you know, with friends that are in toxic relationships, try to talk to them, kind of guide them, give them examples. I mean, maybe like one or two have left their relationships, not just because of what I said. I'm saying that was also, an
on their
addition.
mind, and they kind of needed someone to maybe reinforce it.
Yeah. But it's scary. Like sometimes I don't want the guy to come at me and say, "Oh, you're ruining our relationship."
And let me tell you, that's how guys usually do. When shit hits the fan, they'll come for the friend.
Yeah, they always do.
Yeah. I'm telling you, dude, I've had friends go through breakups or divorces, and their partners turned around and said, she did black magic on her. She did black magic on me. Yeah, because it makes me so joyful to watch people's worlds fall apart.
Yeah.
No, bro, take accountability for being a dick.
Yeah.
Excuse
her language.
No. But it's true. Take accountability for being such an asshole.
And I feel like these people don't realize that, like, they're toxic.
Mm-hmm.
The ones who are doing all this,
they're the ones that blame others for their toxic behavior.
Yeah, they do.
How many times have you seen somebody like maybe punch or slap or cuss somebody else, and they say, I'm so sorry, but if you didn't do this, then I would have not done. Yeah.
Oh yes,
no,
I only
bitch.
did this because you made me do it. I only punched you in your face because you made me do it.
Go, please, man. Don't make me so mad. Don't make me so angry. Oh, eda na kariya kar, please. Oh, main tenu love karda hai. Fucker.
And it's not just men.
Yeah. Women too.
Abuse men too.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like kept very hush-hush, or people don't believe it, or they tell the man you're a pussy.
Yeah, or they'll get in the man's face.
Yeah.
And then I've known of women who have spit in their man's face. Well, one woman, right? That I knew, and she spit in her man's face. And as a man, he was brought up not to put hands on a woman, right? But I mean, how is that fair? And she was because she was like, oh, he's not going to hit me. She was acting big and bad because this guy was super tall, right? He was like, I'd say 6'4", 6'5", and she was like maybe 5'3", 5'4", right?
Yeah.
But she had the audacity to spit at him, right? And then like shove him or push him. Like, did she not understand his hand is as big as your fucking face, bitch? And he will knock your ass out. But he was brought up not to put hands on a woman. So a lot of women do take advantage of that fact because they know maybe that their man that's not what he's about. He doesn't hit women. He doesn't put hands on women. So they take advantage of the fact.
Yeah. And just you saying that reminded me of this thing I saw on Instagram. I think it was like a baseball game or a basketball game. It was this girl and her boyfriend. They were sitting behind this other guy. They didn't show the beginning of what happened, right? Anyways, the guy was standing there. The girl like kicks him and punches him. Not her own boyfriend, the other guy.
Yeah.
So the guy kind of jumps over the seat and she kicks him again. And then instead of hitting the girl, he punched the boyfriend in the face or in the chest area. And then his people started beating up that guy. The boyfriend's friends started beating that guy up and kind of knocked him down. And I saw people's comments and they were like kind of saying,
oh, I think I saw that.
Did you see it?
Yeah.
They were like commenting like somewhere against him, somewhere with him. And I'm like thinking, he should have just knocked her out, dude.
Yeah.
Like he should have just not knocked her out. Fucking pull her hair, dude. Like another girl would do. Just pull her hair, slap her.
I personally am an equal opportunist.
Me too.
And I feel like if you're a female and you think you're big and bad and you're going to put hands on a man, I personally feel he has every right to knock your ass out. But same with a man. Like if you're going to put your hands on a woman and she has every right to defend herself, why wouldn't a man have his right to? I mean, I know people will argue with me on that, but that's my stance on that. I don't think anybody should put hands on anybody.
Nobody should. You need to learn to control your anger. Walk away from the situation. Give it some time. Trust me. If you give it some time, you'll cool down where one of you won't end up in jail or in the freaking 6 feet under.
Yeah.
Like I said, I watch a lot of Snapped, guys. A lot of Snapped, and a lot of things could have been prevented if you just walked away. Just walk away.
No matter how angry you are.
Yeah. And also I want to do a real quick disclaimer. We are not licensed therapists. We just kind of go over, we talk about things that we've experienced in life or what we've seen in life. But if you are going through this, there are people out there that can help. Reach out to a professional. Please reach out to a professional. We are not professionals. We are just two people drinking jaw every day.
And if you are in an emergency situation, please call local authorities. Please call 911.
Yes.
And other
yes
services.
Exactly. All right. And at the end of the day, we have to stop romanticizing chaos. Love is a lot of things, but love is inherently protective. If someone claims to love you, but they are consistently a threat to your peace, your belongings, your digital safety, or your physical environment, that, my friends, is not love. That is an obsession with control. Objects can be replaced, even though it's expensive and heartbreaking, but your sense of safety and self-trust is incredibly hard to rebuild once it's shattered. Do not wait around to see if the person punching the wall eventually misses and hits you in your face.
Mm-hmm.
Vicky, what's your final parting thought for our listeners today on keeping their peace intact?
Violence and disrespect is never okay. When you are, or if you are caught in this type of a situation, the best thing to do, like we mentioned before, is walk away.
Yeah.
If you are in immediate danger, call the authorities. Do not think that something like this will get better eventually.
It never does. Trust me.
A lot of women have been in, and men have been in situations where they feel, oh, it was just a bad fight.
Yeah.
It was just, he was just under a lot of stress, or she was under a lot of stress. She's got a lot going on. He's got a lot going on, like making excuses for that person.
Yeah.
It is always a choice for them to walk away when they're angry. Mm-hmm. It is also a choice of theirs when they decide to put hands on you, to hurt you in other means, by destroying your things, your work, your reputation.
And some of them even go towards your family. Like they'll start calling your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister. They'll destroy their properties, right? It starts small and then it just becomes bigger and bigger. And you don't want to wait till it gets bigger and bigger.
Nowadays, it's all over the internet too. Yeah. Sometimes people hack into their partner's accounts and start posting horrible things, and name dropping people and saying personal things about their partner,
recording you and threatening threatening to post it.
Yeah, that's just, or using that as over your head for whatever reason, threatening you that, hey, I'm going to report you, or I'm going to blast you on the internet. Who cares?
Let them share it. Who cares? Your safety is more important than this stuff. And I like when listeners send us stories, because we as the third person can read this story or listen to this story and say, dang, that's a bad situation. And also realize, dang, maybe, you're in that situation and now you're listening to it and you're thinking wow, what a horrible situation. These should be lessons we learn, right? And Vicky beautifully said, everything about this, right? And to our people listening, if today's episode resonated with you, or if you have a personal story about overcoming a destructive relationship dynamic or anything like that, please share it with us. Write into our inbox, which is going to be in the show notes. It's chai.and.chaospodcast@gmail.com. And make sure to rate, review, follow, and give us 5 stars on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, and YouTube. Let's keep building this community of clarity together. Take care of yourselves, set those firm boundaries, protect your peace, and as always, keep that chai burning hot. We'll see you next week. I'm Devin.
And I'm Vic.
Bye.
Bye.